It was literally my dream to become a senior developer, and I did in less than 2 years. And that was the most useless title I've ever had. Senior developer titles have nothing to do with how good you are as a developer, and here's why. So this is another rant video. Let's talk about the senior developer titles, how to get them, why there is no inherent respect for them, maybe anymore, maybe ever, and as a bonus tip, how you can actually become a senior developer without actually being one. Okay, so my main problem with senior developer titles is that every company treats it differently. Wherever you go, you can be a senior developer, a junior developer. If you go to a fresh startup consisting of 2 people that had an idea and you're the only programmer there, congrats, you're the senior developer, staff lead, principal. If you go to FANG companies and you cannot solve all of the random questions that were thrown at you, congrats, you're a junior with 10 years of experience. It's so random that it kind of devalues the whole purpose. It feels like 2 kids are playing at a market. One item costs 10 leaves and the other item costs 5 rocks. Which one is more expensive? Which one is more valuable? You'll never know. And not just the level of seniority is different in different companies, but also the way the seniority is nominated can be quite subjective. I see 2 extremes in this. On one side, we have a situation when seniority is assigned purely on the thoughts and feelings of a manager, and it can lead to the situation when all of the buddies are seniors and all of the people we don't like are kind of staying in their title. And the other side of the coin is when the company has a very rigid process. And to become a senior developer, you have to put the check marks even in the fields that are not really contributing to your personal development and skills as a software developer. And on top of all that, as soon as you change companies, your title changes. And that can be a crazy roller coaster for years. A lot of people don't accept a position if the new company offers them a lower title. For example, if you're a senior developer in one company and then another company offers you a middle level position, a lot of people will say no or will try to negotiate having this senior word in their title, although they have no idea what senior even means in that new company. The other issue that I had is that programming is not pure science. There is no measurement scale. There are no metrics that will tell you for sure that you are a senior developer. I'm pretty sure every company has a checklist or a list of things that are considered senior, and there is somewhat general understanding in the industry that a junior developer will need help writing the code and the senior developer can provide help writing the code. But apart from those very vague and very general things, everything is very subjective. Okay? And that leads to a situation where people who are getting the senior title are not the most skilled or the most proficient in their craft. There are people who want to do stuff explicitly to get the title. There are usually people with great negotiation skills and soft skills, which are, of course, very important on your higher levels of your development journey. It also means that some people can talk their way into being a senior developer when they are not even ready for that title, whatever that title means in one given company. I personally hate the introvert and extrovert labels, but I would be interested to know how many people got their senior title earlier just because they were more easygoing and people liked them, which is, again, great quality for a senior developer, but it's definitely not the main one. I wonder how many people were overshadowed for the promotion just because they have a team of extroverts who are very outgoing and report their progress all the time in a fashion that pleases their manager. How many people didn't get the promotion because they didn't ask for it? Which is a completely valid thing, because if you don't ask for things, you don't get them. But it just adds to this problem of senior title not meaning a skilled developer. I've been working in the industry for 9 years. I got my senior title 2 years after I got the software engineering role. I've been working with senior developers, or even worse, middle-level developers who had 15 years of experience. Was I that much better? Of course I wasn't, but I wanted the title. I was willing to go an extra mile to get it. So I got the title, I got my line on LinkedIn, and that devalued the title for me so much. So it's not really worth it, especially since companies do have this nasty habit of giving you a title instead of a salary increase. They're calling it a promotion, but what you're getting instead is a commitment to do more and more and more for practically same amount of money. So based on my experience, how do you actually get a senior title if you really want it? So if you're working at Google or some other company with a rigid structure, you have your list with boxes and you check all of them, and maybe you get the title if you're lucky. And I can imagine how difficult and draining it can be. On the other hand, if it's a known company like Google, then having a senior title in that company would actually mean something, hopefully. But if you're working for a random garden variety company and you really want your senior title, the most important thing you should do is ask for it. Then people will give you different definitions of how they see senior title and what you should do for it. And what you should do for it is continue asking. In my opinion, the main asset in the industry is not your skill set, it's the energy and the willingness to do stuff for other people. If you have the energy, if you have the capacity, if you ask to get the projects and lead the project, the only thing that you need to do is to not drop the ball and to finish the project. It will require a lot of resources from you, but it is the road to senior developer. This is how I got my senior title after working as software engineer for 2 years. And even though after I got more experience, I realized how fake and wrong that was. It gave me this perspective that there are not a lot of people who are willing to go that extra mile, unless you're working with a bunch of other people willing to do that. But I think in that case, you've achieved everything in life. Just enjoy. I know this is a controversial topic, so let me know your thoughts about senior developer titles, and I'll see you in the next video.